So welcome all. This is the 11th meeting that we are having on this Saturdays, and we tend to answer question, help others, and everybody participates. It's not just me who talks about those solutions of those problems. So feel free to jump in if you're doing it for the first. I hear for the first time. If you think you can add on a question, please chime in as the question goes away. So let's see what we have. Okay, so that's how we are doing right now. As I said earlier, it doesn't matter till the point there is one person who is here to talk to me. I'm happy to keep on conducting these going forward. The question is still around registration that I keep on getting. Some people delay it and then they cannot get in. So this page gets updated, and then on every Friday at 3 p.m. The registration link gets disabled. And the reason is that I have to send out emails, set up meetings and all. So I need some time for that. So if you wish to attend, register before 3 p.m. every week. Or like it says here, if you have opted in a meeting, then you don't need to worry about registration next time. So anybody who is here for the first time and want to be the default attendee, just put that on chat, your name, and saying that I want to be default attendee. I'll add you in the list. So in that way, you don't have to register every week. Okay, so the first thing that I wanted to talk about, and I don't know Shahid is here or not, is, and the people who are here like Manish and others who has been joining from the beginning more or less. If you remember, we talked about PO printing, where Shahid had a requirement about printing different reports based on an option field in Business Central. And then I wrote a blog article around it. And I wanted to discuss this because this is the beauty of the GitHub or any source control software that you use, that others can contribute to what you have done. So I had a mistake on the extension that I built on that, and then somebody cloned my branch that I built and added or fixed that issue. So now I as the owner of that branch can either approve that change or reject it. And that also helps me that if I have done something wrong, somebody else can come and correct that code. So if you see what this person, Dennis Frank, have done on this branch, which I had on my GitHub, let's see what he have done. One branch. Okay, so that's my branch. Let me go to his branch. Master. I have completely lost it. Let me go back. Okay. So this is, let's see what you have done here. Changes. Master patch 1. So he have a patch 1 that he have done. And he says that it is where it says that changes. I'm not well with GitHub because I don't use GitHub, but it should be more or less same. So this is master, that's mine, patch 1. Okay, so this is his branch where he said that he committed with saying considered handled flag, which for some reason I missed it while I was writing that extension. So let's see what the change that you have done. So if I click on that, the commit that you have done, you'll see on this side is the code that I had written, and this is what, and I don't want to misspell the name. Which Dennis have changed. So he have added this section of code, which is handled then exit, which makes complete sense if you think from that perspective of developing with Business Central. I'm not going into details of it, but you can watch previous recording or maybe read an article which is around this. We were trying to change the report that get prints when purchase order uh, is, user try to print the purchase order, and there is a handle flag that's is there on that event. So I forgot to set it at the beginning that if somebody else have already handled it, then don't do anything. So that's what Dennis added in his branch. Now the beauty of using source control in this case is, as Dennis have changed it, I as the owner of that branch can either approve it or reject it. It's based on, do I think that it adds value, which I think at this point adds value. So here is the reasoning that he has given around it. While subscribing to an event with an handle flag, be sure to check that if the code was already handled or not. So I did that mistake, and he just appended this. So now as a branch owner, I got an email notification on my linked email ID that Dennis have created a branch. Do you want to approve it? So now let's go and see where that approval is or merges. So here it is. He says this. Now I can either complete that pull request, and I'm bad with this. Let me see. Okay, one commits, one file change. I can merge the pull request, and it tells you, the source control tells you that is there a branch conflict with your code that I have set up. It says there is no conflict. So I can merge the pull request, and then there are different options. What? Let's do that. So now after this, confirm merge. Anybody who will read that article and will system will navigate him to this, or the article will navigate him to the GitHub link. He'll see this code is already added into the master now. So if I go back to my branch, and if I see the commits that are there against this branch, okay, 5 commits. So these were my initial commits where I was adding things, and then this is the commit which is already part of the master now. So that way people can contribute if they think that something seems wrong, what the actual author of that code has done, and suggest some corrections if required. Does that make sense? It's not complete around source control, but I just got this email, so I thought it's good to talk about it. Anyone have any questions around it, or should we move ahead? Okay, so let's move ahead and go to our actual questions that we have. So the first question is from Srinivas, and Srinivas, are you here? And this is around, I guess, app deployment. So let me check.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Okay, so Srinivas, you want to help us with your question so that we can answer it correctly?
Yeah. So my first question is like how to deploy app to BC SaaS user like that. I have actually one client came from for me actually. So he is having the online SaaS actually. So I have my license to range for my objects. So I have the like 7 million series is there. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
now, so we already published our app in the app source. So is it compulsory to download the app from the app source to my customer, or can I manually also upload in his online environment?
So others can add it, but I think that you can only deploy apps, custom apps, which are between 50,000 to 99,000.
Mhm.
For any other app, you need to use the app source, and then it will require a license that need to be appended for that, right? license in the terms of that your app needs.
Yeah. So that we already have in the app source page. It is published successfully. So now can I guide customer to directly take the app from the app source, or can I manually deploy it from my side directly from the extension management? So I tried, but when I'm using the licensed object range, when I'm doing the manual uploading wise, it is telling that yeah, your app should be like 50,000 to 99, like something it is showing. Like it
Right.
should be like a PTE extension it is showing.
Yeah, so if you're trying to deploy a .app file, then it should be between 50,000 to 99,000. For SaaS customer, anything else that is not between 50,000 to 99,000 should come from the marketplace or app source.
Okay. So here
So,
one confusion I have, Saurabh. Suppose
yeah.
say my customer is downloaded the app from the app source. Okay. So
Mhm.
now the 70 million series app is downloaded in his environment. Now my
Mhm.
customer is saying that I want some more requirement on top of your app. So now how
That's
can I
okay.
upload it? Yeah.
Then
So
you
now
can make it PTE. So there are two ways of handling this. One, you think that the requirement that customer have is
Mhm.
something that you want to add to your product. Option
Mhm.
one. Okay.
Mhm.
The option two
Mhm.
is that you have the app on app
Mhm.
source, but
Mhm.
I as a partner, one of my customer needed. I explained him that go to marketplace, download this app. He downloaded it, used it
Mhm.
for a while, and then he said,
Mhm.
I need some changes on it.
Yeah. Exactly.
So then I'll create a PTE
Mhm.
with references or with dependency with your app on app source.
Okay.
So now it more or less depends on your extension that you have given the events that are required to customize it or not. Okay.
Okay.
So if I
Means you are
want
telling
to,
that we can.
sorry, go ahead.
Yes, sir, please. Please. Go ahead.
No, no. So just I was saying that let's say if I want to modify a posting routine that is inside your extension, then I'll need events in your
Mm-hmm.
extension, right? So if they are not there,
Yeah, yeah.
then I'll not be able to do anything. I'll have to, maybe send you a request that we need these events, which then you'll have to add and submit
Mm-hmm.
it back to Microsoft.
Okay. So, understood your point, Sadhu. So, I will tell one example. So, how exactly we can do that one in the BTE extension? Can you explain me? Suppose saying that in the app source, my app is there. So, if one of the customers downloaded that, so what my app is doing that. So, suppose if customer doing any updation of customer card or the item card, the data will sync back to the another system. So that is my actual functionality. Okay. So if
Right.
any customer downloads my app, so if he can change the any customer information or the item updates or the inventory updates, so then those records will sync back to the another system. Okay, that is the
Mhm.
functionality. Now my customer is telling that, so your functionality is fine. Now I want to add some additional fields on the top on the item card level
Mhm.
of the customer card level. I want to add some additional fields. I want to send those data also to my third party applications. So if
Right.
this kind of requirement will come, then how can I handle?
So I don't know how you have developed it, but I'm assuming that there is a staging table where user is selecting which field need to be transferred to the other system, right?
Hmm.
Or is there a setup table where you are saying that from this table take these fields? There can be a number of ways that you are dealing with it. So if it requires to add a field on the staging table, then the PTE will add that field in 50,000 range in your extension, on top of your extension, more or less.
Okay.
Okay. Then for transferring the data from system one to system two, you might have some code written somewhere where
Yeah.
you are, fetching the data of that field and then wrapping it into a request and then sending it forward,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
So at that point, you should have an event which can be subscribed by that PTE. which is trying to customize that extension. Like, consider your code base as Microsoft base application.
Yeah.
How we write code against Microsoft base application,
Yeah.
your extension will be treated like in the same way when somebody is creating PTE against it.
Okay.
Okay. And then,
Okay.
yeah, he can just create an extension, and like you do dependency with something like this. When you do dependency around the base app,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
this. So the PTE that will be built against your for your extension will have a
Yeah.
dependency against your app. And when
Okay.
this dependency will be set to your app, your symbols will get downloaded, and the people can work or customize your extension as you customize Microsoft base extension.
Okay.
So that remains as it is.
Okay. One more point I'm adding here. For the PTE extension development wise, suppose if my customer is the SaaS wise, but he's having the on-prem environment. He's a
Mhm.
business central SaaS on-prem environment. So am I required any unique key from my customer, like tenant specific IDs like that?
For on-prem, you should have a separate extension because on-prem customer cannot go to app source, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So you need to have the app file shared with them, and that's a separate thing than doing it on SaaS.
Okay. Okay, so there is no need to take any more like specific IDs from the customer. So directly we can upload our PT right?
You broken at the end. What you're saying, you can.
Yeah, so directly I can upload my PT extension in the customer environment. There is no need to take any like tenant specific IDs from the customer, right?
No, you will need it because that ID may be consumed by something, some other object, right? I can have, I can have, let's say, table extension 50,000 already in use. So you'll need
Hmm.
the free ID from their partner. So their partner will have records of which ID they have consumed and which IDs are free,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So if they have used 5 tables, 2 code units, 3 table extension, you cannot override the same ID. You
Yeah.
need to get the free objects that you need from the customer partner.
So for on-prem, I must compulsory communicate with the customer and take the specific range from the
Not
customer.
only for on-prem. If you are talking about PTE, you will also have to do it for SaaS, right? They are free, but
Yeah.
they need to be at the unique IDs.
Yeah. Yeah. Before developing, we have to confirm from the customer itself only. So which
Yes,
objects are not used by themselves.
right.
Right? And one more, Saurabh. So we have Microsoft is providing object range for SaaS and also for on-prem, right? For SaaS, it is giving like some 7 million series. So like that for
Mhm.
on-prem also, it is giving some other series, right? So what is the difference for that series, like on-prem wise development series and the Microsoft giving the series specifically for on-prem wise?
So I don't know what's the reason behind it, but there are three different type of series. Is one that only work on SaaS, one that
Yeah.
only work on on-prem, and one that work both ways, SaaS and on-prem.
Yeah,
Okay,
to upload in the app stores, we must should have the 7 million series, right?
it's not mandatory. So this series, one, this number, the second last one, is
Yeah.
for RSP, SaaS, and on-prem. They work both the ways, both ways. So if your app is within this range, then it works on SaaS and on on-prem also. If it is
Okay.
within this range, then it only works on SaaS.
Okay. So in the last series wise, I can my customer should get only from the app source. I can't manually
Yes.
upload that part, right?
No. Yeah, you
Yeah.
cannot.
So from the second, from like uh, the fourth one is there, right? The fourth one and the second one. So I, as an on-prem developer, I can use the both the things, right?
No, or as so this is for reseller or or ISVs or solution that you're building. These last two number series set is only for the ISVs that are developing their extensions for Business Central. This one,
Okay.
the second last one, works for SaaS as well as for on-prem, wherever the
Okay.
last one only works for SaaS. If you have your solution within this range, then it cannot be used by a customer on-prem.
Okay.
If your extension is within this range, then it can be used either by SaaS customers or on-prem customers. And this
Okay.
is just for all PTEs, where in SaaS they are free, on-prem customer need to purchase those objects.
Okay. For on-prem SaaS persons, I can use this 50,000 to 99 9,99,000, right?
For
For SaaS also,
yeah,
like
you
on.
can use it, but these are for PTEs. These are
Yeah.
not for
Yeah.
ISVs and
Exactly
all.
for each. Yeah. And
Okay,
one more final question
go
from
ahead.
my side, sir. Like this PT wise and then ISV wise, what is the exact difference between them? So I can use PT as an extension and I can upload, and I can also develop as a ISV range also I can develop. So what exactly difference I may get actually? The purpose of app development is I'm not understanding on this actually.
Purpose of developing your solution on a RSP range or ISV range is that
Yeah.
no other partner can use that range as for development, because that range, whatever you got from Microsoft, is blocked for you for development. If you develop
Okay.
something here, that can be overwritten by other partners because everybody is capable of using this range, right?
Mhm.
If you and me are working for the same customer, I can also develop in this range where your ISV is. If you put your ISV here,
Okay.
even customer can develop on this range,
Okay.
right? These are the range which, if I try to create an object on, let's say your you have a range from Microsoft from the 7 million range, and if
Yeah.
I try to create a table at 7 million, I might be able to do it on, I'll be able to do it on VS Code, but I cannot publish it because my license as a developer is not registered to use this range.
Yeah.
So these range need to be purchased
Okay.
by Microsoft for
Yeah.
for ISV developments.
Yeah.
So,
Uh,
they keep it intact, so nobody else can touch it.
Yeah. So on the same operating wise, actually I asked one question on you on the Twitter actually. I sent an email also to you on this. So my customer is using like when I asked my customer, can you provide me your ISP range? He provided like he's using from 50,000 to the 60,000 range actually. He provided me
What
that range.
is what is customer ISV range? There is no customer ISV range. ISV range is for ISV partners that they purchase from Microsoft.
Yeah, that means customer is having a partner for him. Actually.
Sorry, customer is having?
Customer is having partner.
No, you are getting a little bit confused. This range cannot be purchased by a partner until unless he is developing a ISV in that range. Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
this range is cannot be purchased by customers. This is only limited if you are building an app
Yeah.
uh, for Business Central, right? And customer will not have this. They only have access to this area. So
Okay.
when you build an app on this range, make it available on App Source, and your customer installs that app from App Store. That's how that works. The customer don't need to buy
Yeah.
any
So
ISV
the
range.
problem, yes, sir. The problem what I am facing it is, uh, actually I developed an app within the development object range from the 50,000 to the 99,000. So I developed that app. But when I'm publishing that app in my customer environment, it is saying like on the table data wise you don't have the permissions like that it is saying. But when I check I am the super user on their environment. But even though that app is not publishing, every time when I do the deployment, it is saying that some permission related things. When I check with my customer, he is saying that you should add us on your ISV, and we have to also add you as an reseller on our ISV. Like that, and he provided the what he got the object range from the Microsoft, and he provided some 50,000 to 60,000 range. He provided to me. Use these objects only in the app and deploy in our environment. Like that, he suggested.
So that seems a permission issue. What I was saying, anybody else can help it, I guess. I know, Tanya, you had some problems last week with that super user creation. Is that fixed now?
Yeah, super. Yeah, with that, I guess. Which one, sir? Which one are you referring to?
Yeah, the one that you had problems with the super user creation, right?
In SAS, right?
Yeah, in SaaS.
Yeah, actually, sorry to. Good evening, by the way.
That's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. So what happened? Basically, it was all about that. I was missing that license. Basically, I was on the essential one,
Okay.
and I was missing out on the license. So I have made my who initially made the tenant there. So I have now asked them to for renewal my license. So they'll get that
Mhm.
renewal. Then I'll create a tenant, and then I'll definitely get that user as support admin.
And Srinivas, if you are trying to publish anything on 50,000 to 99,000 on a SaaS environment, then more or less
Yeah.
it's only around permissions that you have.
Yeah, so that is 50,000 is all about the permissions. Some table permission you have to either the permissions there which there on the SaaS environment in the permission set. There are some permissions you have to give so that you can use this 50,000 series. There are extension management permissions going on, D365 extension management permission, some table permission. Basically, D365 extension permission explicitly allows you to, get that extension accessible to the other users as well. So maybe that can be one option.
Okay.
Yeah. And Srinivas, the other thing that I would suggest is build your app and then share it with your customer, the app file, and they can
Yeah.
install it on their tenant based on whosoever is the administrator on their side. So don't try
Yeah.
to
We did.
deploy it yourself.
Yeah, yeah, we did that also. So we hand over our app to customer directly. So at point he said that your app should be signed, then only it will be published from our end, like that they said. So we also code sign our app and again hand over to the customer. Even customer is not he is not allowing to deploy from his side also. He's saying that yeah, you are the reseller person, so you have to add as my company name in your partner source, right? And we have to add your company also in our register, and then only the communication will be established. Like that, customer communicated with me. So actually, I did not get what customer said, like this part. Why? Because I'm not admin guy to do the licensing and everything.
Yeah, so it's behind the scene, as in, are you the CSP for that customer, or CSP is different? Who sold or who set up the business center for them on SaaS?
We are not setting anything actually. Uh,
So they have a different partner to do that.
yeah.
So you need to work with that partner to set up your permissions and all. They have set it up. So
Okay.
anybody else have any thoughts around it? That's as much as I know. And feel free, guys. I see a lot of new people. It's an open forum. I don't only speak. So if you have some insight that can help Srinivas here, then feel free to jump in. So yeah, Srinivas, I would suggest to reach out to the actual reseller or CSP, and they'll set up your user the way it should be.
Please go ahead with the other people's questions. Meanwhile, I will search for the one of the email what I got from the customer. So if possible, I'll post it here so that everyone can understand maybe what they are exactly doing.
Not a problem. Sounds good. So let me move ahead. And this is something where I'll surely need help, because the last time that I worked for Dynamics Nav IN localization was somewhere around 6 years or 7 years now. And it is around how can we round off TDS amount total for purchase invoice instead of individual line amounts. Anybody wants to help Mr. J Banerjee? I'm pretty sure it's around that financial management had a rounding precision, right? Anyone?
No, sir.
So I guess the question is that he don't want to round off per line. He just want to round off the total amount of the total TDS amount for the purchase invoice line. I might have to set up an Indian localization, J Banerjee, if nobody else knows it. And then I'll be able to answer you first how that actually is set up in the system. And I'm pretty sure it's possible. It's not that big of a deal. So maybe I'll set it up if nobody knows around it. So, and then maybe I can discuss it in the next meeting. Okay, this is, I guess, the last question for the week, and then we can open for discussion. This is from Hardik, and Hardik, are you here?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Yes, sir. Where you get stuck with this article? Maybe I did something wrong somewhere. But at what
Well,
point you are having problems?
basic. My main objective is to access the Navision from my mobile, right? That's for this instance,
Right.
I'm using the Android platform, and actually, I tried both web, Windows authentication as well as the certificate, right? But I'm only just sticking on the first error, that is, server could not find the instance, could
I'm a
not
little
connect to the
bit,
servers. Yeah.
I'm a little bit confused. You need certificate either wise. Either you use Windows authentication or username password. Certificate is required in both the scenarios.
Okay.
Because understand it from this perspective that you are connecting from your phone, which is not a part of your domain, as in you don't log into your phone with your work email ID or work user, right?
Okay.
When you log into your phone, you don't say abc slash your name and then your password. So it's completely outside to your DNS, and your phone doesn't know that. Sorry, your DNS doesn't know which device it is. So it'll always give you problem when you connect from your phone. So that's where the certificate comes into picture, which validates that this user is allowed to use Business Central.
Okay.
So either or Dynamics Nav. So either you use Windows authentication or Nav username password. You need to have a certificate.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
and
Actually,
this follows the
uh,
same steps.
I tried the certificate one also, right? Firstly, I create the certificates in my laptop and then transfer to my mobile and install the certificate. That's fine. I follow the same steps which you mentioned on your blog, right?
Okay.
But uh, when I'm typing the URL in my service name on my mobile, it's stuck on the only one error, could not connect to the servers. Even my mobile and my laptop is connected in the same network.
then always go to your service tier, wherever your service tier is,
Yeah.
the event log of your service tier.
Okay.
Even anytime there is a connection breakage, either on your mobile or anywhere else,
Mm-hmm.
that get recorded in your uh, event log on the service tier.
Okay.
The second thing that I'll suggest is before using it on your phone, from your
Mm-hmm.
Windows Store, download the Dynamic Snap app
Okay.
on tablet for the tablet client, because that runs on your PC also.
Mm-hmm.
So when you run it, you will be able to see that. Or did you? Okay, so maybe first I'll ask this: did you try logging in with the uh, Rolltail client on your system?
Yes. Yes. In my
That's working.
laptop. Yeah, that's fine. It's working perfectly in my laptop.
Web client is working.
Yeah.
Then I tried. If you see here, the tablet client,
Yeah.
on my phone. Oh, sorry, on my laptop,
Yeah.
that you can download from your Windows App Store. And the
Okay.
URL is little bit different in that case. It's the certificate name, not the machine
Yeah.
name, server name,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is more or
That's
less
correct.
same. And the service name. So if your tablet client works, then the last step that I did is using the phone client.
Okay.
So first try with the tablet client, and if you get any errors, go to event log. Because that's the right place where you'll get the right error, that what is the problem.
Okay.
There can be multiple issues, like certificate is not allowed outside, or like you might have missed a step, like let me see where it is. Okay, didn't I add that step? Okay, maybe I didn't, but yeah, there is a step at this point where your certificate is not allowed, as in if you click on this all task on your certificate,
Okay.
there's a properties area where you need to give permission for the service account to have access to that certificate.
Okay.
So if you give that permission, that can be one issue. So first, read the event log,
Mm-hmm.
and when you exact error message, next time if you want, we can see it on your screen and then see what the problem is.
Okay. No issue. I will try those steps.
Okay, sounds good.
Oh, oh yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So let me see, anything else? No, nothing else for today. Before I jump into Manish question, we can maybe open it for discussion if you wanted to ask any question and others can answer. So I'll start from top and we'll go down in queue. Anybody want to ask first, they can raise their hand. I'm looking on the chat window at the same time. So Srinivas, you have anything else? I see you on the top of the list right now.
Yeah, so I sent one image in the chat actually.
Oh, it's in the chat. This is the issue that you're facing. Let me open it. I have no idea around this, sir. You might have to contact either Microsoft or somebody on that, because I don't deal with these things till now.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe an account manager, if you have one in your organization, that can talk to Microsoft, but I have no idea around this.
Okay, not a problem. I will check.
Yeah, but if they have a partner, then I don't think that a customer can have multiple partners per se. So if they have a partner, then that partner need to be contacted to set your permissions.
Yeah. So they're also giving some information actually. So I'm putting the same thing in the chat also. So based on their information, can you guide me what exactly they are telling so that I can understand easily? I just posted in the chat.
No, no, I'm seeing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I I don't deal with setting up accounts and reseller one. So my answer will be 99% wrong. So I would suggest to either reach out to Microsoft, and if they have a partner already, they already have a partner, then contact them. They'll be able to help you in the right way.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Hardik, you have anything else?
No, sir. Currently, I don't have any question.
Okay, that's good. Jignesh, you have anything else?
No, thank you, Saurav.
Okay. Then we have Jyotsna. Am I spelling it correct?
Yes, you are.
Anything that we can, any questions that you have that we can help you today?
Not yet. Not right now.
Okay. Manish, you have anything other than what we are going to talk at the end around the code workspace? I can.
No, sorry, that's the only question I have.
Okay. Hey, Praveen, you have anything else for today?
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, man.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you can hear you.
Okay. So my question is how we can show a link for the custom page or any customization in our Android or Apple app.
How you can share a link in for your customization in your phone? I don't get it exactly. So you
So
have a
can you repeat?
customization. Yeah, you have a customization now.
Mhm.
Where you want that link as an hyperlink, you said? Praveen, we cannot hear you right now. Okay, maybe I'll come to Praveen again. I cannot hear him. Tanya?
Not today, sir. I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, sounds good. And then Praveen, let's give it a try again.
Yeah, sure. So my question was how we can show the custom pages and all customization in the Android app, because in the Android app we can see different role center, different dashboard, right?
Right.
And how we can see all the pages and departments that same way we can access on our window client or web client. How can we see that all the menus in the Android app?
And this is with respect to Dynamics Nav or Business Central?
Let's say Business Central.
Say Business Central. I'll have to check it. I haven't configured the phone app right now, but I'll have to test it maybe. And I saw
Sorry,
Manish.
sorry to interrupt
Yeah,
you
Manish,
in
go ahead.
between. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Saurabh. I actually tried customization on the business app. It's the customization that you do on Business Central that will reflect in the app itself. But there are some limitations to it, that you cannot use tell me, you cannot use the journal posting pages. So these two limitations we have on the Business Central app. Rest all, whatever customization we do on the normal Business Central browser, that is reflected on the app itself.
Okay, using Tell Me feature.
Sorry.
You can search it using Tell Me feature.
No, that's not available on
Oh.
Business Central app. Tell Me is not available, and any journal posting that is physical inventory journal, item journal, these are not available on the Business Central app. Rest all we can do. We have the custom profile. Rest everything's are there, but not these two.
Okay.
Yeah, Manish. So we can see only few pages on the Android app. Okay, not all the menus or not all the pages. So how can we access those standard pages?
Sorry, I didn't get you. You want to navigate to the standard pages?
Yes, let's say assembly order. Okay, we can't. We can only see the sales order, purchase order, item, customer, vendor.
Yeah.
This type of master pages only.
So to access assembly order, suppose you just create a profile, or you can just add an action to an existing profile. You can get it on the Business Central app there. And make sure you just make it promoted as true, because I have seen that in few cases when I didn't mention promoted as true in actions, they are not reflected in the Business Central app. Not always, but I have done that.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Well, I'll try. I have one more question, so Max.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So, as a developer, I'm just, well, let's say example, I'm working independently, not with any partner or not. Okay. I have idea about some extension, and I already started the building my own extension in our custom range. Yeah, 50,000 to 99,000. So, as an independent developer. Shall I try to register my app or get the app ID and all with Microsoft, or I should be the partner or something?
So it depends what you're building. So like if you're building a solution that seems to be that you feel that will be used by multiple customers or multiple businesses, okay, then you should register with Microsoft and purchase a range of objects where you can build your apps. Okay,
without getting partnership or CSP or something.
Right. There is a way, I guess, where you can just register and purchase a range as an individual developer. You don't need to be a reseller or a partner. And then you work on your app, you go through the whole validation process with Microsoft or your app, and then your app becomes available on App Source. Okay. And then because you are building an app, you also are responsible for upgrading it, which is now every 6 months, because every 6 months there is a new version comes up. If that version impacts your app, then you should be able to, or should be ready to, with the new versions of your app.
Okay.
Right. And then make it available to Microsoft on App Source, so that whenever the new version comes up, your customers who are using your app can update your app also with Microsoft Upgrade.
Okay, I'll try to register, and yeah, we'll discuss in next meeting if I'm facing any issue problems with registration.
I haven't done it, so I might not be able to answer questions, but I know that there is a way that you can register as an individual.
Yeah, I'll
developer.
try.
Yeah. Okay.
I think no more question from my side. Thank you.
All right. So if we have nothing, as in before we are starting meeting, and I was talking to Manish, and we were talking about, I guess, workspaces. So workspace is a collection where you can club multiple apps using one single, window per se. So if you see here right now, I'm on a workspace called demo workspace, which have two major folders called app and test. Okay. So Manish, this is what I was talking about, that whenever I work on an app, I make sure that I'm in my workspace,
right,
so that I can code them at the same time, and I don't have to switch between app folder 1 and app folder 2. Now the beauty of workspace is based on whichever folder you are in, system knows that which app.json it needs to use. So if you see here, there will be two app.json, one for my app and one for my test. So if I'm doing a build or a publish in this area, it will deploy my test only. It will take the app.json and will take the launch.json from this folder.
Right.
But if I'm using something, if I'm here and if I'm selecting an object here and doing a publish, then it'll consider this app.json and this launch.json to make it, to publish it or to build it. So when I'm working on an app, I don't have to switch my environment. I just can have, my apps and my test here. So that's one space.
Okay.
Now the thing that we were discussing is, if you see right now, this has some random codes, something that I was working on in the past, and there is no errors right now. So if I can show you, where is that? Show. Let's see the problem. Okay. So if you see, there is no problems, right? Now this is and Tanya, you had something, a question or something?
So this is around this question, this scenario only. I can ask later. You can complete yourself.
Okay. So right now everything looks good in my app or my test. There are no errors, there is no problems and all. But the thing is, I haven't used the features which are available with the Visual Studio Code and AL environment, which can warn me if I'm doing something which is not allowed on a SaaS environment, or on, which is not following the best practices, very basic best practices including. So either you can set up on your workspace, either you can set up on a setting file that you have, but I normally set it up on my workspace. So when I open my workspace settings, not this, maybe, let me open my workspace file. Open workspace configuration file. So there's something called as code analyzers. And there are 4 kind of code analyzer that comes with Microsoft. But with VS Code for AL, which is app source cop. That means the code that you are writing will eventually become an app. So if you enable this, it will tell you or warn you around things that you are writing incorrectly. Then there is a code cop, one for PTE and one for UI, which is more around pages and reports.
Okay.
So you can either choose one or all. So I normally prefer all, so that the code that I'm writing is ready for SaaS. And if anything is ready for SaaS, that will work for on-prem either ways, right?
Okay.
So then the other thing you need to enable is the code analysis. So I enable this, and now see the errors that I'll get here. 139 errors, but I had 0 earlier. Okay. It is starting from everything that I haven't used prefixes, from I haven't used brackets, my file name is correct, I don't have a tooltip property. Start warning me from every area.
Okay.
And these are not compile issues. These are just warnings that you should correct before you publish your app, to kind of follow the standards, more or less.
Okay.
Now, if you are not into workspaces, and if you're not using workspaces, it's not only limited to workspace. You can enable the code analysis and decide your code analyzer by just going into your settings. This is not that. This is under settings. Yeah, here you will find that if you look for code analysis, I guess, Yeah, right now if you see it's set to 2 because I have set it on my workspace, but you can surely set it separately otherwise.
Okay.
And then you can also enable, like I did, this, any of these.
Hmm.
So yeah, whenever I code, I make sure that all these 4 are enabled so that it makes life easier when I'm writing codes. And I don't want to do it separately. Like it is even warning me because I don't have a open and a closing brackets here after next. It wants it like this.
Okay.
It doesn't like finds it like this. It wants something like this. It will stop me for every small error that I was doing, or warning where I was not following standards. So I prefer to use all, but it's up to you what you want to use.
Okay, understood.
Okay, Tanya, you had something around this?
Yes, so maybe I got my answer because you finished this one. Actually, the thing was that I wanted to open the base application code. The way to do is either you declare the variable and you do the go to definition and then they open the .dal file, right? Or either you
Right.
unzip them from the DVD you get. So what the situation was that I unzipped the folder from the DVD, the Business Center DVD I'm using on prem, and I wanted it on my this workspace, all of them, and there are plenty of them, including tables, pages, code units, all the objects, in fact, all the base
Mm-hmm.
code. So I pulled that folder into my workspace, and I got plenty of errors.
Mm-hmm.
So many errors. So I guess this will help me, right? Code analysis. If I need to turn them off because
If you're talking about,
I don't.
Tanya, you're breaking, I guess.
Yeah, actually, the thing is, I wanted on my workspace those all object, the base application code. So
Mm-hmm.
there were plenty of errors in that. So obviously, I'm not gonna see them because the basic idea was the basic need was to I need to check some events. So every time I had to declare, then I go to definition, then file was opening. So I just thought, why not to just add them everything in my this
No, so
workspace.
there are different ways to find an event if it's just for the event. I know there are other reasons that you will have your source code
Yeah.
downloaded, but if it is just for event, then I guess in Business Central 16 and higher, you have a command here to find event, which is called find event.
Okay.
Okay, when you click on it, it shows you all the events in your base app. If you know the table name or the object where you are looking for, let's say table report selection, it will filter it out.
Okay.
If you want to use, let's say something like this, you click on it. If I'm on the right object, it will give you the signature of it also.
But there are some situations I need to see.
Yeah, I agree. But if it is just for the event, this is an alternate
Yeah,
way.
this yeah
But
I
if you wanted the way, there will be problems that you're saying, and there is a reason that you need to kind of build that app to kind of fix those issues. So let me see if I find something. I have that somewhere. There are some .NET references that kind of gets make it uncompilable, more or
okay.
less.
Okay.
But I wrote a article around upgrading to modified Cal database, something. Let me see. But but the first thing that I said is that it is not recommended, but I wanted to do it just for fun. But and this is again not recommended. I'm still saying it. So yeah, so this is your base application, right?
Yeah.
When you export it out, you open it, you run the build process, you see that there are so many errors, right?
So many. Yeah.
Something like this. More or less, they are .NET issues. So if you read through this particular piece of this is article 2 on that, I guess, where you have to add some references of your .NET framework libraries and all. And then you will see that only you will have warnings. Because it's on-prem, it still support .NET for on-prem. And most of the errors that you're getting, compile errors, are mostly around .NET components that are there. You have to set them here, like these paths.
So
In this
would that
area.
code analysis help? This is one solution. What code analysis?
No, as in code analysis will only help to eliminate the warnings, if there are warnings. These are errors. If you see, all these are errors.
Yeah, these are errors. That's what I was also facing, plenty of errors.
So this is because of these. You need to add references to these area. Okay. And this is not to try in production, guys. Anybody else who is listening to this. This is only for if you want to keep it on your environment to do some research, finding it how the base Microsoft is doing it. You can keep it. So Tanya, here's the link. I guess I'll put it on chat. This is part 2 of the series where I was building the base app, as in the custom base app for something. It's in the chat. So this will give you that, and then you'll not have that problem on that one.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. Anything else, guys? Girls here?
So I want to add one point here.
Go ahead.
So yeah, to see the source code of our base packages and everything. So in one of the BC beginners, I saw they are suggesting like AL Prism it is there, one of the thing. So we can use that.
It's still in beta. Is it released? The last update that I had was it's in beta version. It'll take some time to be available for everybody. As in, yes, they are working on it.
Yeah.
I have nav Prism. I haven't got an update, but I know that they are working on building it for AL.
Yeah, actually, I also tried that by downloading the AL Prism. So if I just develop a sample application, also it is completely providing all the base packages information there.
Okay, I'm pretty sure it's on beta version. So if you have a link where others can use it, the beta version, let people know.
Yeah. So can you please add me as a default attendee?
Just put it on chat so that I remember it, because I'll not remember it here. But if you just add it on the chat, I'll make sure that I add you there.
Yeah, sure.
I guess you're talking about this Prism for AL in preview. That's what I was saying. It's in preview.
Yeah, this one only.
Yeah. I use it for CAL and it's pretty cool on CAL. I haven't tried the version.
By AL actually. So it is expanding, like it is providing all the information of my base packages and everything.
Good, that's good. Tanya, this may solve your problem. Have you ever used Prism in past?
So sorry, what?
Prism?
No, sir. No.
Okay, this is a tool that's available. I guess it's a paid version. I have it for Cal version, but they're working on the AL, which is still available on the preview. So this gives you, kind of, let me show you if I have something open. This is what, PC 140. Let me find a file if I have. DC 14. So it reads a text file in CAL Word. Okay, you give it a text file, it reads, scan all the objects and all, and then gives you a very good where used feature that you can scan it to find where this function is used. Is this, if you want to see how this base function has been used by Microsoft. So it's something like, let me pull it here. Here, this is the Prism window for Dynamics Nav or CAL Word. So let's say on item table, I want to see where a specific field is being used. This is my keys. I can always do a find users. it'll scan throughout the system and will tell you where this field is being used based on the text file that you have loaded. Something like this. It also gives you option to filter what kind of results you want to exclude. Like, I don't want to see transfer fields. I don't want to see clear messages. I don't want to see properties. I just want to see where it is being used. So I reduce it to this. So then it tells you this. And then you can click on any of these references. Let's say this one. Your cursor will move to that point. So it gives you that, where used kind of feeling in the CAL world. You can also check that from where this has been inserting record or modifying record, or where different functions of the table or the object has been used. It does that scan, finds it for you, shows you that. The cool part that they added in NAV also when AL was introduced is they show you that there is a event. These are the event publishers. So with this sign, it tells you that, okay, this is the event, and then is it being used or not? So that's what I guess they're working toward, the AL preview version of that Prism.
Really nice.
So I don't know, is it available for everybody right now for free? But yeah, the paid version looks pretty good. I have one for Nav or CAL word. Okay. I see Praveen, your hand raised. Anything else?
Yes, sir. So I have one question. For cloud version, we have three type of licenses, right? Like essential, premium, and team member.
Mm-hmm.
So for premium or essential, on the cloud version, we can see in the company information in user experience section, we have experience field.
Mm-hmm.
In this experience field, we can change to essential or to premium.
Okay.
And so let's say example, my client only buy what the essential, let's say essential. And so in essential, we don't have service and manufacturing module, am I right?
Right.
So still I can change to premium. Is it bug or what's the reason that Microsoft allowing us to change the essential and premium?
Did you try using the functionality?
I try with my demo license, and yes, when I change to premium, I'm able to access the manufacturing and service module too.
I doubt it. As in, the way the license work is different than what company information is. The company information is more or less around visibilities of those control. Okay. Your license is different when you start using that process. This user experience is only around what component or what actions or what fields will be visible on your page, more or less. Okay. Because they just have right now two offering. They give you two options. In future, this might expand. Okay, by company wise, and let's see what it says. It says the same as I was telling you, that it specifies which UI element are displayed and which features are available. The setting is applies for all the users. Essential shows you all actions and fields for all common business functionality, whereas premium shows you all action and field for all business functionality, including manufacturing and service. It is only about showing on company information, the visibility of that field.
Okay, so we can't do any transaction in these two modules.
Yes, that will be controlled based on your license.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
The experience is like, if your item card, let's just to take an example, have certain fields which are only specifically for the manufacturing module.
Yeah.
So if you have set it to premium, you'll see everything. If you set it to essential, then you'll only see things which are non manufacturing and the service area, even if they are part of the base field. And that's where the application area property plays in.
Okay, got it.
So where Microsoft filters out what is not in that range. Okay. So Prince done. Tanya, you have something else? I still see your hand raised.
No, sir. Thank you.
Okay, guys, anything else? We are already past our time, which is good. I didn't notice it. I got something out of this meeting, as in one about this AL Prism, which I knew that they were working on it, but I didn't knew that it's available for public preview. I'll surely download it, use it once. Let's see how it goes. And then, yeah, it was good to hear that Jignesh was able to complete his upgrade. Last time we discussed about the problems that he had. And Hardik, in future meetings, will be happy to help you if you try that and let us know what problems you are facing.
Yeah, sure. I will share my feedback.
Okay,
Can I say something?
go ahead.
Sir, it's just a suggestion. We can, as in we are meeting every weekend, so we can just do we can select one topic and we can discuss on that as well. Just a suggestion, if everybody
Go
is
ahead. I don't mind. I
yeah.
don't mind if
So
you have something that I know about. I'll surely be happy to talk about it. If anybody else want to do something, I'm happy. It's open for everybody. If anyone else out of you want to do a session that they think that they know it, go ahead. I don't mind.
yeah, so I was thinking about it that if everybody's agreeing, so we can a collective one topic we can discuss on, and thoroughly that topic is from the starting till the end we are discussing on that, so that can be more help.
Yeah, go ahead. As in, there
Uh,
is no
any,
point of.
any yeah, any topic. Should I do as in I don't know how should I start it as in to ask somebody every topic. Next time maybe I can come with any form I can come so that they can fill up easily and they can put their suggestions for that the topics they can or they can eventually ask the topic they can also topics they want to discuss. So,
So let's do this. For the next week, think about a topic that you think will be helpful for everybody. Okay. And the way I'm thinking about it is maybe we can do it in a multi-week scenario. You don't have to cover it in an hour. That's not mandatory.
yeah.
If it get extended for 3 weeks, I don't mind. And then maybe Q&A we'll do on the beginning of the month and one at the end of the month. And then middle of 2 weeks we can use for specific things that we want to talk about.
And that this could be more interactive, I guess.
I hope so. So yeah, next time if you guys can think about a topic and then come here, then maybe we can make these sessions more specific on certain weeks so that people who are interested that they can join and those who are not, they can leave at that time.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so think about it, guys. That's
Okay,
Tanya's
sir.
suggestion, and we will work toward it starting next week.
Yeah, that's a good idea, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Thanks. Thanks, guys. Enjoy your Sunday tomorrow. Have fun.
Okay. Bye. Good
Thank
night.
you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
sir.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Bye.
much, sir. Happy Teachers' Day to you.
Thanks, man.